A lot of people think it's basically digital gold. Because it's so scarce, it holds value well, and you can transfer it instantly.
Hi, I'm Tracy Oppenheimer for ReasonTV, and today I'm talking with Jon Holmquist. He's the marketing director for Bitcoin Store. And we've heard a lot about Bitcoin in the news lately, and I want to put it in context outside of this abstract notion of decentralized currency and how it can factor into all manner of goods and services. Jon, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you for inviting me.
So you run an online retail store that sells hundreds of thousands of electronics, and you primarily accept Bitcoin as payment. So talk about the store a little bit and how these transactions work.
The reason that we're accepting Bitcoin as payment is because it allows us to eliminate most fees that you get from payment processing companies, which allows us to actually undercut a lot of major online retailers who you're used to paying with dollars. So it adds a direct financial incentive for people to use Bitcoin.
Could you put that in real numbers for us, like what those incentives look like?
It's anywhere between 1% to 10%. There is a lot of costs that come with using a payment processor. PayPal charges something like 3% just every transaction.
Bitcoin is an investment opportunity, but it's also a lot more liquid than other investments. So can you talk about why Bitcoin might be a good alternative to putting your money elsewhere?
It's an interesting concept because it's an investment, it's a currency. Some people might call it a commodity. And like you said, it is liquid, but it's also very volatile. It's very risky. I don't recommend many people invest in it. It's very complicated and takes a lot of knowledge to accurately predict where it's going to go.
How do you think Bitcoin Store will change the overall landscape of the online retail market?
The goal is to pressure retailers like Amazon, Newegg, Walmart to start accepting Bitcoin simply because we're able to undercut them by using Bitcoin only. So if they begin accepting Bitcoin, they're able to pocket that 1% to 3% that they're paying to Visa and MasterCard. And there's really no reason for them not to. They just needed a working example showing exactly how much money that the consumer can save.
If this catches on, how could it expand beyond the online market? I've heard talks of like Bitcoin ATMs. There
are a lot of questions about whether Bitcoin can be used in the real world. It takes a while to actually confirm Bitcoin transactions. So I heard a story of a fellow that was buying gold in Arizona at a store that accepted Bitcoin. He had to wait around for about an hour while he waited for his Bitcoins to confirm before they'd actually give him the gold. So in its current state, I don't see Bitcoin being used too much in the real world, but with the infrastructure of Bitcoin growing, I can see payment processors basically existing on top of the Bitcoin network, providing payments that are a lot quicker.
So do you think once we move past this learning curve, it could become more mainstream?
You have to realize that Bitcoin's less than 4 years old. It's still it's in beta. It's never actually gotten into a release version. So it's still very new. I can't really remember how many people are using email after 4 years, but it's something that still needs to be developed a lot.
Bitcoin has gotten a little bit of a bad rap because of its affiliation with the black market and Silk Road. How does Bitcoin Store and similar retail sites, how would this combat this image?
The Bitcoin economy is growing. Before this last month, the Silk Road was a significant portion of the Bitcoin economy. With this last month, we've seen a large amount of retailers posting huge amounts of sales. And the sum of the total is actually eclipsing the Silk Road and any commerce that they're doing. As it grows, I can only see the Bitcoin economy that's legitimate growing much, much bigger than the Silk Road ever was or ever will be.
Do you think Bitcoin's current model of decentralized currency will inspire competing currencies?
Yes. I don't think that Bitcoin is the end-all solution. It implemented a lot of innovative ideas that were never seen before. It was very revolutionary. At the same time, though, it's not the end product. There are still advances to be made. There are still a lot of problems. Nothing that's too difficult to solve, but a lot of people question whether Bitcoin as it exists now is a good solution to the problems it was trying to solve.
If you could go a little more in depth on what a hypothetical electronic currency-run economy looks like.
It's a lot cheaper. You don't have to pay the middlemen, whether it be payment processors, banks, governments. It opens up a lot of global trade that can happen. I'm able to send right now to Singapore any amount of money, really, with little to no fees. The amount of international commerce that happens inside the Bitcoin economy is actually staggering. I can only see it growing, and one of the things that Bitcoin's really good at doing is moving transfer. That's why a lot of people think it's basically digital gold. Because it's so scarce, it holds value well, and you can transfer it instantly, unlike gold.
Jon, thanks again for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
For ReasonTV, I'm Tracy Oppenheimer.